A very warm welcome to all the students. Today we are going to study a new topic, that is how Turing machines can be used to compute functions. So far the Turing machines, the three examples or two examples that we have seen, those Turing machines, their main aim was just to find out whether the input string that is given is accepted or whether it is rejected. So at the end of computation, it was really not required to preserve the result on the tape of the Turing machine. As a result, we have seen that after reading an input symbol, when moving to the next symbol, we would wipe the symbol on the tape. We would replace that symbol with blank symbol on the tape. But in some computations, if Turing machine is used to do some computations, like if Turing machine is used like a calculator, in that case what is important is once the entire input string is over, what you are requiring is you require the final answer to be kept on the tape. So we are going to see such kind of Turing machines, the Turing machine that compute certain functions. End result of this would be that tape of the Turing machine should contain the final answer at the end of the computation. So initially the problem or the string is inserted onto the tape, and at the end of computation that string or that problem which was earlier kept on the tape should be replaced with the answer that is expected on the tape. So these are the Turing machines which don't reply with yes or no. These are the Turing machines, they give some real numerical or whatever values as output, like your calculators. So to begin with, let us design a Turing machine that adds two numbers. Now whenever we are going to represent numbers on the tape, we are going to use something called as unary format. In unary format, any number is represented with ones. For example, if I want to represent 5 can be represented in unary format with 5 number of ones. If I want to represent say 3, then 3 can be represented in unary format with 3 number of ones, and so on. So I'll just give you a brief idea of the algorithm that we are going to use. Probably this algorithm you can modify and use it for other computations also, like subtraction or multiplication or whatever. So what is the basic idea? For example, when I add two numbers, say 3 is the first number, I want to add 3 with 2, so the answer of this is 5. So assuming that there is a tape given to us, what I will do, I will first insert 5 onto the tape. So this is that 5 number of ones. Then I also insert the second number that is to be added. It is 3 plus 2, correct? So first I insert the first number on the tape. Let's say 3 is the first number. Then I have to also insert the second number on the tape. But see, all the numbers are represented with only ones. How the Turing machine will distinguish between the first number and the second number? So we have to also add a filler attribute, a padding, that is 0, and with the understanding that the two numbers to be added are separated out with this 0. So whenever 0 will be read, Turing machine will understand that yes, the first number is already read, and now the second reading of the second number will start. Fine. So since I want to add 3 plus 2, I have inserted 3 onto the tape, then there is a padding 0, and then I insert 2 on the tape. Fine. As I told you, initially the input pointer points one position to the left of the input string. Yes. So this is the tape of the Turing machine that I was talking about. Fine. And these are the elements which are present on the tape of the Turing machine. So I want to add 3 plus 2. So initially what I will do, I will first explain you with the figure, and then we will draw the Turing machine. So what we will do, so initially the machine is in Q0 state. In Q0 state, when delta is read, Okay, delta will be replaced with itself and pointer will point one place to the right. So pointer will go on the right on altering that delta, and from Q0 state the machine will move to Q1 state. So from Q0 machine will move to Q1 state. Now in Q1 state what it will do, no matter how many ones are encountered, it is going to just replace one with itself. Okay, it is not going to wipe these ones. Okay, so in Q1 state, when the first one is encountered, in Q1 state, when first one is encountered, it is going to replace one with itself and the pointer is going to move one place to the right, and you are going to remain in the same state. As long as you are going to read once, you are going to remain in the same state Q1. Okay, now as the pointer goes to the next symbol, again the next symbol happens to be 1. So in Q1 state, again 1 is encountered, you replace 1 with itself and the pointer is going to move one place to the right. So pointer is going to come here to the next one. You remain in the same state Q1. Fine. Then again in Q1 state, when 1 is encountered, again you are going to replace 1 with itself and pointer is going to move to the right, and you remain in the same state Q1. So now the pointer is going to move one place to the right, your machine will stay in the same Q1 state. Okay, so all this while what you have done, I will just represent diagrammatically what we have done. Initially we were in Q0 state, idle state you can say. Okay, now when the first one was encountered, I replaced 1 with itself, pointer moved to the right, I went to Q1 state. Fine, initially initially the pointer, the read pointer, it happens to be present one place to the left of the input string. Okay, so if the input pointer is present one place to the left of the input string, okay, then first thing what you are going to do, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move to the right. So that means from this position in Q0 state, from this position, okay, after replacing this delta with itself, pointer is going to move to the right and go to Q1 state. That's the meaning of it. Fine. So this first transition will be same for almost all the diagrams that you draw Turing machine. Okay, so this one transition will do what? The read write pointer which is present initially to the one place left of the input string, you are just making it point to the first element of the input string. So this is the transition. Okay, let me begin. So in Q1 state what we have done? In Q1 state, as we have seen, any number of ones that are encountered, you are going to replace 1 with itself and pointer is just going to move to the right, and that's why till the pointer reached here, after all ones were read, you still remained in Q1 only. You did not delete or you did not modify the elements on the tape. They were unchanged. That's why every one was replaced with itself. That means one was not changed. Okay, now when you are in Q1 and when 0 is encountered, what you do? You replace that 0 with 1 and go to Q2 state. I will first write. So in Q1 state, when you are in Q1 state, when the first 0 is encountered, which is a separator, you replace that 0 with 1 and pointer moves to the right, you go to Q2 state. Okay, so in Q1 state, when the first 0 is encountered, 0 will be replaced with 1. So we are going to replace 0 with 1. 0 is replaced with 1 and pointer moves one place to the right of the input string. So pointer comes here. And by doing that, machine from Q1 state moves to Q2 state. Okay, now what has happened is this separator 0 is also now replaced with 1. Now if you happen to read how many ones are there on the tape, the answer of 3 plus 2 should be 5. Okay, but now if you count, the number of ones that are on the tape are 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that means there is one extra one that is encountered on the tape. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to move the pointer to the right. We are going to just go on moving in Q2 state. We are just going to ignore each ones that are encountered on the way, and the pointer is going to move to the right. Okay, and this is going to happen till we reach end of the string, till delta is encountered. Okay, so in Q2 state, if 1 is encountered, you are going to replace 1 with itself, pointer is just going to move to the right, and this is going to happen till you reach end of the string. So this one is going to get replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right, pointer comes to the next cell, and you remain in the same state Q2. Again in the same state Q2, 1 will be replaced with itself and pointer is going to move to the right, pointer is going to move to the right, and you will remain in the same state Q2. Okay, now in Q2 state, when delta is encountered, this is a time to know that the input string is over. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll move the pointer now one place to the left so that it points to the last one. Okay, so in Q2 state, when delta is encountered, when end of the string is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself and pointer is going to, we are going to move the pointer one place to the left and we are going to Q3 state. Okay, so when delta is encountered in Q2 state, delta will be replaced with itself and pointer is going to move one place to the left instead of right. Okay, so pointer moves here, and we are in which state? We are in state Q3. So now we know that the pointer is now pointing to the last one. Now if you happen to see the number of ones which are there on the tape, we have 6 number of ones and the answer should be 5. That means one should be less. This is the extra one. So what we are going to do now, this extra one which is there, we are going to wipe this off. We are going to replace this one with 0. With delta. So when you are in Q3, okay, when you are in Q3, when 1 is encountered, this is going to be the last one. That one we are going to replace it with delta, and the pointer is going to move to the left. We are moving to Q4 state. Okay, so the last one which is there, we are going to replace it with delta, blank symbol, and pointer is going to move one place to the left and we will go to Q4 state. Okay, we are going to the Q4 state. So in Q4 state now, please note the number of ones on the tape are the exact number of ones that are required. We wanted 5 ones and there are 5 ones on the tape, right? But you cannot stop here, because at the end, after this problem is solved, user is going to read the string. So if we leave the pointer here, then the user will start reading from this one itself. As a result, when user is going to read it, he will read this one, and when the pointer goes next, he will observe that the string is blank. So it will appear that the answer is 1. Although there are more ones there on the tape, but since the pointer is pointing to this one, okay, it will start reading from this one onward. So now when you are in Q4 state, you know, okay, that the tape contains the required number of ones. If you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's the answer. But you cannot leave the pointer here. Okay, why? Because this is a kind of problem wherein the Turing machine is doing computation and it is going to give the answer to the user. So after this computation over, so here the computation is over. You could actually keep the pointer stationary and you could have gone to the final state, halting state. But what is important, after this problem is solved, next user is going to read the output. If the pointer remains here, then when user starts reading the output, he will start reading from here, correct? So he will read this one, and then when pointer moves to the right, he will observe that there are no more elements present. So the answer would appear as 1. Although there are more ones present, but reading will start from here. So that's why for such problems wherein the Turing machine is involved with some computation, Turing machine is going to give some final output which can be read later on. Okay, it is our duty to retract the pointer, to take the pointer back to the place from where it was present in the initial position. So now in Q4 state, what we are going to do, we have already got the answer, but we are just going to now read ones which are on the way. We are going to ignore the ones on the way, and pointer is going to just go on moving to the left till we reach end of the string. Till we reach the start of the string. When we reach start of the string, the problem is over. so that user, when he next starts reading, he will start, the pointer will point here, he will start reading from the first one and so on. Okay, so in Q4 state, okay, answer is actually, we have obtained the answer. We are just going to move the pointer back to the initial position. So in Q4 state, if 1 is encountered, that 1 will be replaced with itself, that means ignored, and pointer is just going to move to the left. So in Q4 state, 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move one place to the left, pointer comes here. Again 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the left. Again the same thing happens, 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left. Again 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left. And finally this one also will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left. So now we know where we have reached. We have reached the start of the string, one place left of the start of the string. Okay, so finally, so you have to go on doing this till you reach the start of the string, that is delta. So when you are in Q4 state, finally, okay, when delta is read in Q4 state, when delta is read, what you are going to do, delta will be replaced with itself, and you can keep your pointer stationary and go to the halting state. Okay, now why you are keeping the pointer stationary? Because at the end of this, okay, when your pointer is going to in Q4 state, finally when the pointer is going to read this delta, okay, when the pointer is going to read the delta, you are going to replace delta with itself. You could have moved the pointer one place to the right also. I have kept it stationary so that while reading, the reader, okay, would see pointer being pointed one place to the left of the input string. So while reading the automata, again there will be one extra transition, that is this, moving the pointer from one place to the left to the first element of the string. Okay, but if you are doing it this way, so instead of keeping the pointer stationary, okay, if you are moving the pointer one place to the right, then what would have happened? Okay, the pointer would have been pointed to the first element of the string. So user would have directly started reading from the first element. You can do both the things. Okay, if you ask me, I would prefer this particular thing. So once you compute the answer, your pointer should somehow point to the first element of the answer string, the result string, so that when user reads, he will read from that cell onwards. Okay, so this is a Turing machine that you have in front of you. This Turing machine is going to compute the addition of two numbers. We are going to design a Turing machine to increment a number. Okay, now what is the meaning of incrementing a number? Suppose the number given to us is 6, then incrementation means 6 plus 1 and the answer would be 7. Okay, now as I have already told you, whenever numbers are involved, numbers we have to represent in unary format. So let us consider, suppose the number is 4. 4 is the input that is given to the tape. The answer should be 5 at the end. So what we do, this is the tape of the Turing machine. Initially the number 4 is inserted into Turing machine in unary format. So this is the number. Okay, in state Q0, which is initial state, pointer will be pointing one place to the left of the input string. Okay, now incrementing a number means what? Now the answer, now here there are 4 ones, answer would contain 5 number of ones. So the logic is very simple. Okay, so what I will do, let's say we are in Q0 state, which is the initial state. So first, in Q0 state, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move to one place to the right, I will go to Q1 state. So in Q0 state, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move one place to the right, I go to Q1 state. So this is the Q1 state. Okay, graphically, the pointer will be incremented by 1 here, and from Q0 state, we go to Q1 state. Fine. Now what we will do, in Q1 state, no matter how many ones are encountered, you are going to go on ignoring the ones till I reach end of the string, that is delta. And then this delta I will replace it with 1. So that what will happen? Originally there were 4 ones. After adding one more 1 here, you would have actually got the answer. You get 5 number of 1s. That's the answer. Okay. So when you are in Q1 state, if there are any 1s encountered, you replace 1 with itself, pointer moves to the right. So the first one that is encountered, okay, 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right, you remain in the same state Q1. Again 1 is encountered, 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. Again 1 will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. Okay, all this while you are in Q1, and finally in Q1 when the pointer moves to the right, delta is encountered. Okay, all this while you are in Q1 state. Fine. Now in Q1 state, when delta is encountered, that means when end of the string is encountered, what I will do, I will add one extra 1 here. So delta will be replaced with 1 and the pointer still moves. Okay, now the pointer moves 1 place to the left and I go to Q2 state. Okay, what I am doing, in Q1 state, when delta is encountered, the delta will be replaced with 1. So this is the answer. There were 4 1s. Answer should be 5 number of 1s. Okay, and you did not move the pointer 1 place to the right. Rather, you move it 1 place to the left, because we have already found the answer and we have to just place the pointer 1 place to the left of the input string. You have to take the pointer back because the user is going to read the answer. Okay, so delta will be replaced with 1 and the pointer is going to move 1 place to the left, and I will go to Q2 state. Fine. Then now you have only one task left, that is you just ignore any number of 1s that come on the way as you go leftwards, and you stop till you reach beginning of the string. So in Q2, if any more number of 1s encounter on the way, 1 will be replaced with itself and pointer is going to move to the left. So the current 1 here will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move 1 place to the left, and you remain in Q2. Again this one will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move 1 place to the left, you remain in Q2. Again this one will be replaced with itself, pointer moves 1 place to the left and you remain in Q2. And finally this one also will be replaced with itself, pointer moves 1 place to the left, and now you are pointing to delta, that is beginning of a string. So far you are in Q2 state. Yes. Now finally when you are in Q2 state, okay, what you do, when delta is encountered, you replace delta with itself. Okay, either you can keep the pointer stationary or you can move the pointer 1 place to the right. So I move it to the right, I go to the halting state. Okay, so when I do this, what will happen in my case? Either you can keep the pointer as it is, pointing to delta, or in my case what I have done, I have moved the pointer 1 place to the right, so now it is pointing here. So when the person is going to read the answer, it will start with 1 onwards. Yes, so this is a simple Turing machine that increments a given number. In this problem, we are asked to design a Turing machine to recognize a palindrome string. Okay, now this Turing machine that we are asked to design, it will accept both kind of palindromes, even length as well as odd length palindromes. Okay, so how should we go about this? So we are going to take even and odd length strings. Okay, so what are the possible even length strings? First possible even length string is null. Okay, next possible even length string, for example, it's a BAAB. Both this should be accepted. Now what are the possible odd length strings? Okay, now odd length string could be a single A or a single B, assuming that, I am just assuming in this problem that the string is of A's and B's, sigma equal to A comma B, and say A B A B A, this is the next possible odd length string. So all this should be accepted. Whereas the strings, for example, which string should be rejected? For example, say BAA or ABB, this kind of strings should be rejected. Okay, now so let us first focus on your even length strings. Now what do you observe in this case? See, the string is called as a palindrome in general because the first element and the last element is the same, second element and the second last element is the same, and so on, right? So what we are going to do, let's assume that this is the tape of the Turing machine. Let me first do this for even length palindrome. Suppose B A B is the valid string, even length string. Initially we are in Q naught state, pointer is pointing to delta. Okay, so in Q naught state, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the right, you are going to Q1 state, right? So the first step is always common, so pointer is going to move one place to the right, and from Q0 we are going to move to Q1 state. The same thing I am going to draw in a figure. Assume that Q0 is the initial state. So in Q0 state, when delta is encountered, we are going to replace delta with itself, pointer moves one place to the right, and from Q0 state I go to Q1 state. Okay, from Q1 state, from Q0 state I go to the Q1 state. Yes. Now what I will do, I will now in Q1 state, when I encounter say B, now I may encounter A or B, okay, as the first element. Now suppose I encounter B, then what I will do, I will mark this B, or I will wipe this B. Okay, when B is encountered, I will wipe this B. Then I am going to go to the right, and while going towards the right I am going to ignore any number of A's and B's that I encounter on the way till I reach the end of the string. Once I reach the end of the string, I will move the pointer one place to the left. So now when I reach here, now I know that this cell element is the last element of the string. Now if I started with B, if that element is also B, that means there is a match. So I will wipe this out also and then come back to the place from where I started. Okay. So in Q1 state, when B is encountered, now there are two possibilities. You can also have a string, for example, suppose the string that is given to us is AB BA. This also could be one of the possible strings. In this case, in Q1 state, the first element encountered would be A. Okay, so here the branching will be there. So what I do, in Q1 state, if A is encountered, A will be replaced with delta, and the pointer moves one place to the right, I will go to Q2 state. Okay. Now this is in case the first element happens to be A. Now what if the first element happens to be B? So if the first element encounter is B, then B will be replaced with delta and the pointer is going to move to the right, one place to the right, and let's say I go to Q3 state. Fine. So let's say this is a string. Now what I did here, A from Q1 state, A was replaced with delta, pointer moved to the right. So what I do, A, I replace it with delta, okay, or B, I replace it with delta based on both this one or this one, both branches, and both cases pointer is going to move one place to the right. Okay, pointer is going to move one place to the right. Now in case of B as the first element, after doing this calculation, it will go to state Q3. In case of B, it is going to state Q3. Here it is going to move to state Q3, whereas in case of A being the first element, it is going to move to which state? Q2. Agreed? So now what I will do, I will focus on only this part. Okay, I will focus on only this string, and whatever I do for this part, exactly symmetrically same thing will happen for B string as well. Okay, now in Q2 state, okay, so focus on this. In Q2 state, when B is encountered, so first element which was A, I replace it with delta. Now what I will do in Q2 state, any more number of A's and B's encountered on the way, I am going to ignore them till I reach the end of the string. Okay, So in Q2 state, if A is encountered on the way, A will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. A replacing it with itself means it is going to ignore A. Similarly, if B is encountered, we are going to replace B with itself and pointer is going to move one place to the right. Okay, so here what will happen? B will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. You remain in the same state Q2. Again B replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the right. You are still in the state Q2. And finally A replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right here, and you are still in the state Q2. Now in Q2 state, when I am going to encounter delta, like what is happening now in Q2 state, when I am going to encounter delta, what does it mean? It means that I have reached the end of the string. In Q2 state, when delta is encountered, it means I am in the end of the string. So what I will do, this delta I will replace it with itself and pointer is going to move one place to the left. So in Q2 state, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself and pointer moves one place to the left. I go to which state? Say Q4 state. Okay, so from Q2 state, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the right, to the left, pointer is coming back, and from Q2 I go to Q4 state. Now when you are in Q4 state, one thing is very sure, that right now the cell element which the pointer is pointing to happens to be the last element of the string. Now your calculation started by wiping the first A. So now you have reached the last element. If that is also A, then it means there is a match, right? Okay, so in Q4 state, okay, if the element that I am encountering now is A, that means for this A that was cancelled, I have got a matching A here. If the element that is encountered currently is A, I replace that A with delta and the pointer will move to the left. Okay, which means in Q4 state, this A will be replaced with delta and pointer is going to move one place to the left. So what we have achieved, for the first A we have been able to match the last A. Okay, now you have to ignore any number of A's or B's that comes on the way till you reach the A that was cancelled previously. So while moving on the left, any number of A's and B's which I encountered, you just ignore them, go on moving to the left till I reach this delta. Is the second further move. Okay, so from Q4 I'll go to Q5 in this case. I'll go to Q5 in this case. Now what we do in Q5? So in Q5, on the way while going towards the left, if any A's are encountered, A is replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left. If any B's are encountered, B is replaced with itself, pointer still moves to the left. Okay, so this happens in case of A's and B's. Okay, so you are still in Q5 state. Okay, so from Q4 what I am do, the pointer, so B is encountered in Q4 state. So see, in Q4 state, when A is encountered here, A is replaced with itself, pointer has moved to the left. So you are no longer in Q4 state. You are in which state? You are in Q5 state now. So this is Q5 state. Now in Q5 state, any A's or B's encountered on the way, replace A or B with itself and pointer moves to the left and you remain in Q5 only. So pointer moves here. Again B is encountered. So you ignore this B and pointer still moves to the left, you remain in Q5 only. Okay, so all this happens in Q5 state. Now see, in Q5 state, when delta is encountered, what it means? See, the first pair that I cancelled, okay, was this. It started from here. So when after coming towards the left, when delta is encountered, you should understand that this was the place from where the last match was made, right? So in Q5 state, when delta is encountered, what I will do? I will replace delta with itself. Okay, and pointer is going to move one place to the right, and from Q5 state I will come back to Q1 state. Okay, so from in Q5, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself. So far we are moving to the left, so now we will move to the right, and I will go to Q1 state. Agreed? Now let's continue further. Okay, so what is Q1? See, I started with A, I ignored all that symbols that came on the way till I reached the last A, the matching A, I cancelled it. Okay, and then I again came back to the place where that first A lied. So this is one loop. So at the end of the loop, when you come back to Q1, one thing is very sure, that you have just found a match. So for the first A, you have just cancelled the last A and you have come back to Q1. Okay. Now same thing would also happen for B's. Now, so you are in Q1. Now in Q1 state, when B is encountered, what will happen? So you replace B with delta and you move one place to the right. Okay, you replace B with delta in Q1 state, and your pointer moves one place to the right. And which state? So after doing this, which state you go? From Q1 you go to Q3 state. So from Q1 state you go to Q3 state. Okay, so you are in Q3 state now. Now whatever you did for the A cancellation, same thing will happen for B. Okay, now on the way towards the right, any number of A's or B's that I encountered, you ignore them and just go on moving the pointer to the right till delta is encountered. All this you do in Q3 state. So when you are in Q3 state, what you do? If any A is encountered, replace A with itself, pointer moves to the right. If B is encountered, replace B with itself, pointer moves to the right. That means ignore A's and B's. So in Q3 what we do? Whatever more A's and B's which you are going to encounter while you are going towards the right, you just ignore them. So now in Q3, B is encountered, you replace B with itself, pointer just moves to the right, you remain in Q3 only. So go on doing this till you reach end of the string. Now in Q3, when delta is encountered, you replace delta with itself, and now the pointer moves one place to the left. Okay, so you replace delta with itself, and now you move a pointer one place to the left. Okay, here. Okay, the same thing I'll write in Q3. In Q3, when delta is encountered, delta is replaced with itself and pointer moves one place to the left, and I go to which state? I go to say Q6 state. Okay, I go to Q6 state. So this delta in Q3 state, delta was encountered, pointer was earlier here, delta replaced with itself, pointer moved to the one place to the left, and now I am in which state? I am in Q6 state. So this is that Q6 state. Right, now you are going leftwards now after replacing okay, after getting the B here. Okay, okay, now this B is what? See, you started with cancelling this B, right, the first B in the pair. So now in Q6 you are sure that the B that you are pointing to right now happens to be the matching B. So for the second element, this is the matching second last element. For the first element, we had a last element already cancelled. For the second element, when you are in Q6, you are sure that currently the pointer is pointing to the second last element, which is a match for the second element, and so on. So in Q6 state, when B is encountered, what are you going to do? You are going to replace B with delta, and the pointer is going to move one place to the left. Fine. So, and you will go to which state? You will go to Q5 state. Fine. So in Q6 state, what to do? In Q6 state, when B is encountered, you replace B with delta and pointer moves one place to the left, and you are in Q5 state. Right? So your pointer was earlier pointing here. Now you replace that B with delta and the pointer has moved here. So I will remove the previous pointer. So you are in Q5. Now in Q5 state, what you do then? Okay, if delta is encountered in Q5 state, if delta is encountered, yes, there is delta, you replace delta with itself, pointer moves one place to the right, and you go to Q1. So in Q5 state, after encountering delta, you replace delta with itself, and now the pointer moves one place to the right. Fine, and you are back to which state? Q1 state. Agreed? So if you carefully observe, this is a loop, top one, this is a loop which ensures that for A, we have cancelled out a matching A at the other end, and after doing that cancellation, you are coming back to Q1, right, for this loop. Similarly, the second loop here, this ensures that for a particular B in the palindrome, okay, which you started from Q1, for a particular B that was cancelled, you come back to Q1, and this ensures that you have just cancelled the matching B at the other end. So whether you are in this loop or this loop, the moment you are in Q1, okay, you understand that so far the pairs that have been cancelled are matching. The string is palindrome, right, when you are in Q1. Now finally, in Q1 state, now are there any more A's and B's? There are no more A's and B's. If there were more A's and B's, you would have either gone through this loop or through this loop. If it was A, then you would have gone through this loop. If it was B, then you would have gone through this loop from Q1. But when you are in Q1, okay, what do you observe now? After the pointer was, after delta was replaced with itself and pointer moved to the right. So when pointer moved from here to here, okay, if there is any more pair left to be compared, then here you would have got a valid A or valid B. But now what do you observe? There is nothing left on the tape. So what do you get? Delta. So in Q1 state, when delta is encountered, in Q1 state, when delta is encountered, okay, I'll just write it this way. In Q1 state, when delta is encountered finally, what you do? You replace delta with itself, okay, pointer simply moves to the right, and you go to a halting state. I will just call this state as halting state HA here. Fine. So this is for even length palindrome, because the kind of strings that we considered here were of even length. We considered even length strings, these kind of strings. Okay, BA, AB, the same thing would have happened for BA, AB. We have considered A, B, BA. Okay, so now, the PDA that we have designed so far, this part, it works very well for even length palindrome of length 1 or more. Of length greater than 1. Length 1 is not an even length. Okay, length 2 or more. But a minimum possible string in this case should be null. So null should be accepted. So you see, okay, if null was one of the valid strings, okay, now when null is placed on the tape, okay, you would observe that all the elements on the tape would be blank only. That's the meaning of null. Fine. So assume that initially in Q0 state, now I am checking whether null is accepted or not. Let's say this is a tape. Initially the pointer was pointing here. Okay, what we did, delta replaced with itself, pointer moved to the right, we went to Q1. So this delta, we replace it with itself, and pointer moved one place to the right, pointer moved here. Okay, pointer moved one place to the right, and from Q0 state we went to which state? We went to Q1 state. From Q0 state we went to Q1 state. Okay, now in Q1 state, what do you observe? In Q1 state, you observe that the next element is also delta, and that is going to happen because there is no other valid element present on the tape. Everything is blank. That is the meaning of null. So in Q1 state, okay, if the next element is also delta, it means it's a null string. Then delta will be replaced with itself, pointer will move to the right, and I will go to the halting state. So this this particular Turing machine that we have designed, it actually works for all possible even length palindromes. Now what about the odd length palindrome? Okay, so we haven't checked any odd length palindromes yet. Okay, so now I will again draw a tape just for our convenience. I will again draw a tape and I will try to represent the odd length palindrome strings. Now, so this is a odd length string that I have taken, correct? Now, let us now start solving this, and we will trace this PDA. Okay, so initially the PDA is in which state? Turing machine is in state Q0. Okay, this is the Turing machine initially in state Q0. So I will start from Q0. Now when delta is encountered, what will do? Delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right, and we will be in Q1 state. So I replace delta with itself. Okay, pointer moves one place to the right, and from Q0 I go to Q1 state. Fine. Now we are in Q1 state. What is red? In Q1 state A is red. So in Q1 state, when A is red, what we do? We replace A with delta, pointer moves one place to the right, and we are in Q2. So we replace A with delta, pointer moves one place to the right, yes, and we are in which state? We are in state Q2. I am only tracing the Turing machine that we have drawn. So currently we are in Q2. Now in Q2 state, any B's or A's encounter on the way, we are going to ignore them, replace them with themselves, and pointer is going to move to the right. So in Q2 state, whatever A's and B's encountered, they will be replaced with themselves. So B will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. A will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. B with itself, pointer moves to the right. Finally A with itself, pointer moves to the right. So finally pointer will come here, and you will be still remaining in Q2. So after ignoring all the A's and B's that come on the way, pointer will just ignore and just go on moving to the right till it reaches delta. All this while it is still in Q2. That's the meaning of this. Now in Q2 state, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move one place to the left. So in Q2, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer is going to move one place to the left. So pointer is going to move here, one place to the left, and by doing that, from Q2 state, I will go to which state? From Q2 state, I will go to Q4 state. So I will write here Q4. Yes. Now in Q4 state, we are sure that we have reached a cell which is actually a match for the A that we cancelled. Okay. So in Q4 state, if A is encountered, we replace A with delta, and pointer still moves one place to the left. So in Q4 state, if A is encountered, A is replaced with delta, yes, and you move the pointer one place to the left, and from Q4 you go to which state? You go to Q5 state. Agreed? Now in Q5 state, any A's and B's encountered on the way, you are going to ignore them, pointer just goes on moving to the left side. Okay, so in Q5 state, first B is encountered, ignore B, move to the left. A is encountered, ignore A, move to the left. B is encountered, ignore B, move to the left. So finally pointer reaches here. And all this while you are in Q4 state only. Now all this while you are in Q5 state only. In Q5, when delta is encountered, what will happen? In Q5, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. So in Q5, when delta is encountered, replace delta with itself, pointer moves one place to the right, and you go back to Q1 state. Pointer comes here, and from Q5 you go back to Q1 state. Yes. So when you reach back to Q1, you have actually completed one loop of cancelling A with A. Now you are in Q1 state. Now in Q1 state, when B is encountered, or what happens? You will go now in the second loop. So in Q1 state, you are in Q1 state. When B is encountered, what to do? B replaced with itself. B replaced with delta. Pointer moves to the right. You go to Q3 state. So in Q1 state, when B is encountered, B is replaced with delta. You pointer moves one place to the right, and from Q1 state, you go to which state? You go to Q3 state. Okay, so from Q1 state you have gone to Q3 state here. In Q3 state, on the way, any number of A's and B's encountered, you are going to ignore, and you are going to remain in Q3 only. Okay, so in Q3 state, when A is encountered, A is going to be ignored, pointer moves to the right. Again, B is going to be ignored, pointer still moves to the right, and all the while you are in Q3 only, because it's a cell flow, right? So in Q3, any A's and B's encountered on the rightwards way, we are going to ignore. Now in Q3, when delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left. In Q3, when finally delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the left. Okay, so pointer is going to point one place to the left, and from Q3 you go to Q6 state. Okay, so from Q3 you go to which state? You go to Q6 state. So Q6 is a state where the pointer is currently pointing to a cell where actually the matching element should be present. For this B, there should be a matching B here. So in Q6 state, if B is encountered, you wipe that B and pointer still moves to the left. Q6, if B is encountered, what you do? You wipe that B. That means B is replaced with delta and pointer moves one place to the left. Fine. So from Q6, after doing that, you go to Q5 state. So from Q6, you move to Q5 state. Yes. Now in Q5 state, any number of A's and B's on the leftwards way, you just ignore them. So A encountered, you just ignore A and move to the left. Pointer moves to the left by ignoring that A. Yes, and you are still in Q5 only. But in Q5 state, when delta is encountered, delta replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. Fine, and you go to Q1 state. Okay, so in Q5, when delta is encountered, delta replaced with itself, pointer moves one place to the right. So pointer comes here, and from Q5 you go to which state? You go to Q1 state. So again observe, you have come back from the second loop. Okay, so you have matched so far A with A, and now you have matched B with B. Fine. So that's why after matching you come back to Q1 state. That's the meaning of it. Now, yes, now in Q1 state, what is encountered next? A is encountered. In Q1, A is encountered. So when in Q1 state, when A is encountered, you replace A with delta, pointer moves to the right, and you go to Q2 state. So when A is encountered, what to do? You replace A with delta and pointer moves one place to the right, and from Q1 you go to which state? You go to Q2 state. So from Q1 state you have gone to Q2 state. Now in Q2 state, any number of A's and B's encountered on the way you are going to ignore, but there are no A's and B's left. So this is an optional step. Now in Q2 state, what do you observe? When delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left, and you go to Q4 state. So delta is encountered, delta will be replaced with itself, pointer moves to the left, here, and from Q2 state you have gone to which state? Q4 state. Agreed? So what has happened? There was a single A here. If you consider the odd length string, for this A there was a matching A, for this B there was a matching B, but for this A there is no matching B, and that's why it is odd length palindrome. Yet it's a palindrome, correct? So what has happened? I started from Q1, A was encountered, that A I converted to delta and moved to Q2. So this A I converted to delta and moved to Q2 here. In Q2, when again delta was encountered, I replaced delta with itself, moved back here, okay, moved left, and I am in Q4 now. Okay, now if there was a matching for this A, if there was a matching A, then it would have been even length palindrome, but that's not happening, right? So now what has happened? The entire string is blank. So when you are in Q4, if the current element is delta, what it means? It means that so far pairs, whatever pairs were there, they have cancelled, and that one middle odd man out element which you just converted it to delta for that element there is no matching second element in the pair. Okay, so it has to be a odd length palindrome. It means for this A, that was a middle A, okay, after converting this A to delta, after coming here, again coming back here, okay, since there are no more elements, it simply means that this A here has no matching other A. So it's an odd length palindrome. So in Q4 state, finally what I say, in Q4 state, here, if delta is encountered, like what is happening now, you replace delta with itself and pointer simply moves to the right. So what you do in Q4, delta is encountered, you replace delta with itself, pointer just simply moves to the right here, and from Q4 you go to which state? You go to the halting state HA. Why you go to the halting state? Because you have just found an odd length palindrome string. Okay, so this is odd length palindrome. Now whatever happened for A, the same thing would have happened for B's. Okay, so from Q6 the same thing would have happened for B's also. So delta, it replaced with itself, pointer moves to the right. So this is also for odd length palindrome. Okay, so any odd length palindrome like this will be accepted. But what about single A or single B? Of course that will be also accepted. If there was only one A on the tape, then after replacing the A with delta, it would have come here. Okay, the next element is definitely delta. It would have come here. Okay, and since there is no matching element for that single A, you would have reached here. So minimum possible odd length string is also accepted. So what you have in front of you, this is a palindrome. This is a Turing machine that accepts palindrome over sigma equal to A comma B. So this is how you design palindromes. Thank you.